Hare Krishna. So let's continue the next chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So today we'll be studying Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th canto, chapter 36. The slaying of Ariṣṭā Sura, the bull demon. Please join us for a little kirtan, followed by the study, and then ending with Narasimha-Devati. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So today we'll be studying Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 36, the slaying of Ariṣṭā, the bull demon. Please join us. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayam Mudiryet
Tato Jayamudirye
Shravutam Swakatha Krishna
Shravutam Swakatha Krishna
Punya Shamana Kirtanaha
Punya Shravana Kirtana
Hridayantasto Bhadrani
Hridayantastoya Bhadrani
Vidunoti Suhatsatam
Vidunoti Suhatsatam
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttam Shloke
Bhagavati Ruttam Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Hare Krishna. So let's recite the first verse. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 36, verse 1. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Uvacha
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Uvacha
Atha tarhya agato goshtham
Atha tarhi agato goshtham
Ariṣṭā vrishabhāsuraha
Ariṣṭā vrishabhāsura
Mahimahakakutkayaha
Mahimahakukutkaaya
Kampayan kuravikshatam.
Kampayan kurvikshatam.
Please repeat.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Uvacha
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam
Atha tarho agato goshtham
Atha tarhya agato goshtham
Ariṣṭā vrishabhāsura
Ariṣṭā vrishabhāsuraha
Mahimahakukutkaaya
Mahimahakakutkayaha
Kampayan kurvikshatam.
Kampayan kuravikshatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Uvacha.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Uvacha.
Shri Shukdev Goswami said,
Shri Shukdev Goswami said,
Atha, next, Tarhi, then, Agataha, came, Goshtham, to the cowherd village, Ariṣṭā, named Ariṣṭā, Vrishabha Asuraha, the bull demon, Mahim, the earth, Maha, great, Kakut, having a hump, Kayaha, whose body, Kampayan, making terrible, Kura, by his hooves, Vikshatam, torn. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Shukdev Goswami said, the demon Ariṣṭā then came to the cowherd village. Appearing in the form of a bull with a large hump, he made the earth tremble as he tore it apart with his hooves. Purport. According to the Sri Vishnu Purāṇa, Ariṣṭāsura entered Krishna's village at twilight, as the Lord prepared to dance with the gopis. Pradosharadhe kadachittu rasasakte janadane trasayan samado goshtham Ariṣṭā samupagataha. Once, midway through the period of dusk, when Lord Janardhan was eager to perform the Ras dance, Ariṣṭāsura madly entered the cowherd village, terrifying everyone. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paśyatya Deshitarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukham Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatadaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So in this chapter, as we study and some of the lessons we learn, one of the first one is where Lord is going to perform the most austere, the greatest of all religious performance, the Rasatans, having a loving exchange with his devotees, the gopis, who were actually, many of them were Shrutis in the previous day of Lord Brahma, many of them were the sages from Dandakaranya, and many of were the eternal associates, the gopis, like his own pleasure potencies. So he is having an engagement with his own pleasure potencies, and this pastime occurs in Bhauma Vrindavan, on the earth, in this material universe. So here it is said that the characteristics of this material world has been also highlighted. And when the greatest austerity, the greatest religious performance is going to take place, the loving exchange between the Lord and his pleasure potencies. At that time in this material world, even then the demon interferes. What to talk about you and I, who are living entities in this material world, trying to just perform our devotional service and with the goal of going back home, back to Godhead. So even when Lord appeared, the conditions are so miserable. And this demon, he has taken, Ariṣṭā, has taken the form of a bull. And bull is said to be the religion personified. So the cow is considered mother, and bull as father is representing religion. And there are 4 legs of religion. And when Shukdev Goswami is narrating this, when he is speaking this pastime to Parikshit Maharaj, when he says bull, Parikshit Maharaj is reminded of the bull whose 4th leg was being hit again and again by Kali personified, who is appearing, as a Shudra but dressed as a king with a dark complexion, and he is trying to break the 4th leg of religion, Dharma. So what are the 4 legs of religion? So that question somebody could ask. Okay, we say that bull is representing the 4 religion, and there are 4 legs of religion. The first one is austerity. Second is cleanliness. Third is mercy. And then 4th is truthfulness. So again, first is austerity. So in Krita Yuga, in Satyuga, all 4 legs of Dharma were well established. And people who were born, they were also known as Hamsas. So they were automatically born at that level as Hamsas, and the characteristic of Hamsas is that a Hamsa is also known as Swan, and the characteristic of Swan is that it can differentiate milk from water. So even if you mix milk and water, it can just drink the milk and leave the water behind. So similarly, the personalities who were born in Krita Yuga, in Satyuga, they had this special characteristic that they could understand what is religious and what is irreligious or sinful activity. And they could very nicely perform, well established in their constitutional position, Jivera Surupaya Krishnaya Nityadas. So they could establish themselves very nicely, and understanding the goal of life, they could proceed. However, in that age also, we saw Hiranyakashipu appearing, Hiranyaksha appearing. So this is, even in this material world, demons, they continue to appear time and again, no matter which age it is, what kind of blessings the age brings. However, with the going of Krita Yuga, the capability, Krita Yuga, Dhyayate Vishnu. So in Krita Yuga, people could perform meditation for tens of thousands of years because they have the lifespan of hundreds of thousands of years.
Treta Yuga.
No, Krita Yuga is Satyuga.
Oh, okay.
Treta Yuga is the next one.
Okay.
So, at that time, austerities. By performing austerity, one can attain perfection. Like we see Prachetas, they perform austerity for 10,000 years. And they were able to have darshan, they were able to see Lord and get his blessings. And what did Lord say? That I am very happy with you 10 brothers because you are cooperating with each other very nicely. So Srila Prabhupada in the purport writes that this is how he expects all his disciples to be like brothers and sisters cooperating very nicely. And the society be filled with such nice devotees so that we are cooperating with each other, collaborating with each other and fulfilling Srila Prabhupada's desires, who is fulfilling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire, who is fulfilling none other than Lord Krishna's desire because he is none other than Krishna in the mood of Radharani. So in Treta Yuga, people had the capability to perform great austerities. However, as Treta Yuga came, the next phase, that's when the capability to perform great austerities went away because people only had lifespan of 10,000 years. They could not live for 100,000 years as they could in the previous age. So now, being reduced, they could still perform yajnas. And to perform yajnas very nicely, you need cleanliness. There are 6 levels of cleanliness. The person who's performing, the place that's performing, the ingredients that's being performed, the yajman, is being performed, and then the time, place, all those aspects and circumstances are taken care of. So all those cleanliness aspects were very nicely taken care of. So Treta Yajatom, so in Treta Yuga, by performing 5 sacrifices, one could attain perfection and go back home, back to Godhead. So great austerities, could not be performed, but luckily people could perform 5 sacrifices. Now these 4 yugas only happen on planet Earth, so that's also very important. On higher planetary systems, they are out of this influence of the 4 ages. So here, Treta Yuga, at least the 3 legs were there. What were the 3 legs? Cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. Austerity is going away because you cannot perform that capability. You do not have that capability or the lifespan to perform austerities as meditation for tens of thousands of years. However, as Treta Yuga passed, the cleanliness went away. So as cleanliness went away, so again it reduced, came Dwapara Yuga. And this is where Jiva Daya, the mercy was still there, and truthfulness was still there. And this is where Lord Krishna appeared. So, Krite tadadayate vishwam tiritayam yajupamake dwapare paricharyayam. So in Dwapara Yuga, people could perform deity worship. Lord Krishna himself appeared and they could serve Lord Krishna's lotus feet. They could take shelter of Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna, and thus they could attain perfection. Just like we see the residents of Vrindavan, they were so nicely serving Lordship. And so later on, when Lord would go to Mathura, the residents of Mathura, they become great devotees and they are serving Lord. And when Lord is going from places to places like Dwarka and also going to Hastinapur, Indraprastha, there are devotees who are serving the Lord and thus they are attaining perfection. Another example is Viduru Maharaj. So he is the younger brother of King Pandu and Dhritarashtra, and he is serving the Lord with love and devotion, with great humility and great tolerance. He is in that situation where it is very hard to survive. Being born as the son of a maid servant, yet at the same time serving Dhritarashtra and his evil son Duryodhana, and trying to protect Pandavas throughout, when he is there. And at the same time, when he sees Lord Krishna, he is fully devoted. So he is another personality who knew who Lord Krishna is, that Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So mercy is glorified. And when Bhumi, she said that she cannot take this burden, that was the burden of demoniac kings. So in the very first chapter of 10th canto, we saw how Bhumi, the presiding deity of earth, went to Lord Brahma asking for shelter to relieve her from the weight because earth can take the weight of any number of people. It's not the weight of a population or number of living entities. It cannot bear the weight of a liar, who intentionally is speaking lies. So, and at that time, earth was filled with demoniac kings who were dressed as kings, who were persecuting the general populace. So they were giving, torture to citizens. They were not taking care of citizens, rather they were exploiting citizens. But with the going of Dwapar Yuga, Kalatad Hari Kirtana, because the only thing that remains in Kali age, even that mercy aspect goes away, and then truthfulness remains. And how is Kali seen? Kali is seen by Parishad Maharaj as trying to break even that, the last, foot, the last leg of religion, truthfulness. And as we see this age proceeds, truthfulness continues to reduce to such a level that Brahmanas are known only by the thread, the janev they wear. Or, the marriage is more of a compromise where they are paramours. So again, society will fall and degrade as the time passes. However, there is one Mahan Guna, right? Kalera dosha nidhe rajan asti he ko Mahan Guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha paramrajit. So Shukdev Goswami reveals the greatest boon that Kali age has. That in this particular age, even though it's an ocean of faults, there is one great quality. That is, by glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by chanting the holy name, one can easily, liberate oneself or transcend the three modes of material nature and attain the Supreme Abode, go back home, back to Godhead. Simply by chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this demon is coming in the form of a bull. So the anartha it represents is the pride because of the cheaters who have taken, basically, taken the form and showing themselves as religious people. And they are trying to engulf or completely deride the pure devotional service. So this is where we want to be very, very careful. And in today's world, this aspect, these anarthas are very much visible. Like when people become proud and they take the form of innocent people and then they try to harm others. There are some simple examples we can know. The terrorists, right? Terrorist organizations are trying to pose that they are promoting religion. But there is not a tinge of Jiva. There is not a tinge of chanting of the holy name. They are deriding this. They are deriding the devotional service, the very process, the very shelter that we have, and they are causing havoc while taking the form. They are putting on the dress of a religious person, and then they are causing havoc on this Mother Earth and all the living entities who are residing here. We see so many chemical experiments are going on, so many bombs are being built. So it has been explained that again, in the name of religion, in the name of knowledge, in the name of advancement, in the name of science, people are creating elements of destruction, which does not help anyone, rather only harm others. So whoever, again, if there is something, a bomb or a destructive element thrown, then it doesn't see whether you are good or bad. It just knows that it has to harm anyone in the vicinity, within the domain. So that is the mindset of today's, people who are filled with these anarthas. And when we hear this pastime, we learn to realize that how Lord Krishna, even at his time, there is a demon who appears. And now this demon, who was this demon in his previous life? So, he was a disciple of Brihaspati. Now, Brihaspati is a spiritual master of demigods. So, he was a great personality, run through, and he basically once, when Brihaspati was giving his class, preaching his students and teaching and giving instructions to his students, he was reading while keeping his legs stretched out, pointing towards Brihaspati. So Brihaspati at that time, looking at him, cursed him. He said that you sit like a bull, you become a bull. And when Brihaspati curses, it takes effect. So Ariṣṭā, he appeared in the form of a bull, and in the company of demoniac bulls, the association matters, right? So he was in the company of demoniac bulls, and all his association was so demoniac that he became, such a demon. And he came at the most auspicious time, making it inauspicious. When Lord Janardhan, right? The Janardhan is the name used here for Lord Krishna, because he takes care of all the populace. And the residents of Vrindavan, they only seek his shelter. So that's when Lord Krishna is calling gopis. So when he is playing on his Venu, Venum konanta arvinda dalayata Shyam Bhāgavatam samasitam buddha sundarangam kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Lord Brahma is praying in Brahma Samhita and is describing the form of Lord Krishna, that he plays on his flute. Vedum Kvananta Arvinda Danayata, and his eyes are like lotus petals, and he has the bluish complexion like that of rainy cloud, and his arms, legs, all his limbs are perfectly carved, beautiful. He has this wonderful smile on his face. He has a peacock feather on his head, and Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shubham, and his beauty beats the beauty of 10 million cupids, so a crore, right? So you convert it into millions, so in Western terms. So many cupids, they are defeated. Millions and millions of cupids, their beauty is defeated. And that's why Lord Krishna is also known as Madan Mohan, the one who enchants the cupid. And we have covered this past time that once Cupid was trying to shoot his arrow at Lord Krishna, and every time a gopi was coming. So last dance was going on, and Cupid was incited by Devashi Narad. When he tried to approach Devashi Narad said, I'm a brahmachari, why are you trying to approach me? If you want to approach, then try to get Krishna. If you can, shoot your arrow and, entice Krishna. So at that time, every time he went to the last dance occasion, and he was trying to aim at Lord Krishna, but every time he was about to shoot, a gopi would come. So at that time, he decided to just shoot the gopi. So at that time, as he decided to shoot a gopi, Lord Krishna came in front, and then he paid attention to Lord's features, his beautiful form. And he looked so beautiful. Lord Krishna looked so amazing with his beautiful smile, with his complexion, dancing with gopi, with that, in perfect rhythm, and singing with them. That this Cupid, Kamadev, as we know him, he fell unconscious. Madana Mohana, and Radha Rani is Madana Mohana Mohini, who even entices Lord Krishna, who is the enticer of Cupid. So at such a wonderful occasion, when he is about to perform Ras dance with the gopis, Ariṣṭā appears. And how does he appear? He appears in the form of a bull. Just like today we see so many terrorists, they take on different forms just to harm others. They enter into places which are very auspiciously, very peaceful, but they go there and they create violence. So this is what Ariṣṭā is representing. That he is coming in a form, the form is that of a religion personified in the form of a bull, right? Vrishabha. That's why it's another name given is Ariṣṭā Vrishabhasura. Vrishabha means a bull. So again, he's coming in this form, yet at the same time with the intention of hurting others. And he has such a giant body that his hump, there is a cloud hovering on hump, thinking that it's a mountain. So you can imagine what's his size. And he's tearing the earth with his hoofs as he's coming. It said that, before he started to dig the earth with his hoofs, trying to prepare himself before entering Vrindavan, the very village of Lord Krishna as it is given, the cowherd village. And so he came in, and his breathing was so strong, and he was in such a, he was making too much of sound, that just hearing them or even seeing them, many pregnant women and pregnant cows, they experience miscarriages. So you can imagine the level of fear he was causing. And as gopis were going to Lord Krishna, they were running and embracing these dark trees, right? The trees had dark complexion, like Yamarajun trees, and one of the Kalamba or so as they were looking at the trees, they were looking at calling out for Krishna, Krishna, and Krishna at this time replies back, don't be afraid, I am coming, I will save you. And then Lord Krishna comes and he faces. And it is very nicely described that at that time when Ariṣṭā is coming to Lord Krishna in front, Lord Krishna, he says, oh, you are the lowest of mankind. So he knows, he's identifying that he's coming at the most inauspicious. That is like auspicious time from Lord's perspective, but it is a bad moment when Ariṣṭā has entered the village. When Lord is about to perform Ras Leela, at that time he comes. And Lord immediately challenges, telling him that you want to challenge my authority, so I am ready to fight with you. Hearing this, Ariṣṭā raises his tail, and his tail goes so high that the clouds are hovering around the tail as he is charging towards Lord and pointing his horns towards Lord Krishna. He charges, and it appears like he's attacking just like thunderbolt of Indra, Vajra of Indra. So as he is attacking Lord Krishna, how is he standing? He's keeping his hand on another cowherd boy as he is challenged. And Lord Krishna very easily catches him by the horns and throws him. And throws him at a distance. And he is fallen, and as he is falling, he is feeling the pain of that fall. And he is passing urine and he is passing stool and he is sweating, he is perspiring heavily. Yet at the same time, he is more angry than before and he is, not able to catch his breath. Yet at the same time, because of the anger, he is again getting up somehow and again charging at Lord Krishna. So again he charges at Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna very easily catches his horn and throws him on the ground. And then he breaks one of his horn and pierces him with the horn, and then he kicks Ariṣṭā. And Ariṣṭā is feeling like he is being squished. When somebody is putting steps on something, on a cloth, on a wet cloth, the water comes out, right? So this Ariṣṭā is vomiting blood, he's vomiting all kind of stuff, and he's passing urine and stool. He's kicking his legs, very fervently, very strongly, as if he's in pain. And in that state, his eyeballs are coming out of its sockets, and he dies. Yet at the same time, as Ariṣṭā has been killed, at that time Lord Krishna, he is in this mood to again resume. So as he is approaching the gopis, at that time, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the prophets very nicely describes that the gopis, they say, no, Krishna, you cannot touch us, because you have just killed a bull. And where has he killed? Near the foothills of Govardhan. So, look at Govardhan. He is the one who nourishes and takes care of the cows and bulls and oxen and the calves. And you just killed a bull, you performed a great sin. So now the gopis, they are saying it in a joking manner. They really want to please the Lord. And at that time, Lord is playing along with them. So this is where this pastimes becomes so melodious. So here is a demon. So the appearance of demon and being killed by Krishna, so these pastimes are occasional pastimes. Naimittika pastimes, which are performed on Bhauma Vrindavan in the material universes only. And this one was performed 5,000 years back on earth. While they are Ashtakaliya Leela, the eternal pastimes are constantly performed in the spiritual world. And Ras Leela, right, Rasa dance, and having this loving exchange with Nand Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, these are part of Ashtakaliya Leela, where Lord is having loving exchange with his eternal associates. So here the gopis are saying, no, Krishna, you are impure. You have performed a sin. So now Lord Krishna is playing along, he is saying, so, but he was a demon. This was a demon in the form of a bull. Right? So sometimes if a terrorist takes on a form of like a priest or someone and tries to do harm to the society, and he is killed, would the person who kills or he is being punished, would the person who punishes him or catches him, puts him in jail, would that person be sinful? No. That person is doing the right thing, identifying a person impersonating as a religious person, and so punishing them for doing harm to the society. Similarly, Lord Krishna is saying that no, this was a demon in the form of a bull. You don't understand. But then he understands what gopis are trying to say. They're joking with him. They're smiling and they're passing these glances to each other. And then Lord Krishna, playing along, says, oh, then what should I do? Now that I have performed this sin according to you, what should I do? So now the gopis, headed by none other than Radha Rani, they say that now you have to take bath and all the pilgrims in the universe, not on the earth, not in India, but all over the universe. So at that time, Lord Krishna, playing along, he says, yes, I can do that. And I'll bring all those pilgrims. So I'll bring all those rivers and the oceans here. And he hits his heel onto the ground, making a nice space, with like a small pond kind of setup. And so when Lord Krishna presses his heel into the ground, making space, and he, just by his wish, he calls all the rivers and oceans personified. So it is very nicely described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that all the men they appear, they were bare-chested and they wore very nice, very effulgent looking dhotis. While all the rivers, right, all the pure rivers from around the universe, from different pilgrims, as they had appeared, they were very nicely dressed in saris and with ornaments and very nicely dressed. So they were there. Now the gopis were astonished. That how is it possible? Because Lord Krishna has given them reference. This is one from Patal, this is one from, other loka, and this is one from, Milk Ocean and Shri Sagar and so forth. So he is giving these references. And they say, but how do we know which one is which? So he says, why don't you introduce yourself? So each one of them comes, one after another, and they say, I am the ocean of salt water. And he converts, he changes his form into water and goes into this big, spot that Lord has created, like a pond. Then another one says, I am the milk ocean. And he again takes the form of water and merges very nicely into the same pond, at the place where the pond is there. And so, next one comes and says, I am the ocean of wine. And then he takes the form and goes and merges in there. Then Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, all of them come one by one, introducing themselves and taking the form of waters, their waters, and then merging into this pond. So now, Lord Krishna says, all these personalities, so I have got all the waters from all the religious places, all the pilgrimages, and then he goes in there, he enters the waters, and then he dips it. Now, do you know which pond this is? Which Kunda? Kunda is the name for pond. This is Shyam Kunda. So Lord has just created Shyam Kunda. So, and then he has taken dip in it. And when he comes out, then he says, now I'm pure, but you are impure. Now the gopis are surprised. They say, how are we impure, right? You are pure because you have taken bath, yes, in all the waters of all the pilgrimages. But how are we impure? Then Lord Krishna, smilingly, joking in a joking manner. So this is the sweet pastime where Lord Krishna is saying that you gopis, what austerities have you performed to satisfy Lord Brahma, who is the creator of this world? And now that you sided with the bull, so there are two reasons given. One is by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the other one is given by Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami gives the reference that you sided with this bull, right, who was actually a demon, Ariṣṭā. So now you have become impure. Now you also have to take a dip, but you are welcome to take a dip in my kunda, in my pond. Radharani, who's heading the gopis, she says, no, we will create our own kunda, our own pond. So she and her sakhis, all the gopis, they gather together and they spot to the west of Shyamakund, there is a place where Ariṣṭā has pressed his hoof very strongly on the ground as he was, trying to chase Lord Krishna, trying to attack Lord Krishna. So there was already a depression on the ground. So all the gopis, they gather together and very quickly they are able to excavate and create a pond, a place for the pond. And so Lord Krishna says he's surprised that gopis did it so quickly, and he is saying that now you can take some water from my Kunda, my pond. Then Radharani says, no, we don't want to take any water from your ponds. We will get waters from Manasi Ganga. So earlier, Lord Krishna, with his mind, just thinking, he had established Manasi Ganga lake, right? So there was already a lake set up, created by Lord. Manasi means made out of mind, and Ganga, so this is Ganges water. And they are saying, we will go in hundreds of thousands of pots, we will fill this pond with that water. And now Lord Krishna wants to avoid all that labor. So he is saying, that will take quite some time, and then he signals to one of the representative of these waters, like the pilgrimages. So this personality, he comes forward. And how is he coming forward? Holding his hand, and he's approaching Radharani. And he's saying, oh my dear Radharani, your love is known to be the Supreme Most. You are known to be the Supreme Most. You are the one who satisfied Lord Krishna. And please, could you please satisfy just one desire of ours? So as he's approaching, at that time Radharani is listening to this personality, and then she looks at Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna has this smile and this expression. And just to please him, he said, what is your desire? She asks him. And then the personality with his hands, together, going down to her and incessantly crying. So this is the mood, just to satisfy Lord Krishna. He wants to serve Radharani with all his heart, and everybody is eager to serve Radharani. So he is saying that please let our waters fill your pond. And then just to satisfy Lord Krishna, she says, yes, you may fill my pond. So now all the waters, they rise from Shyam Kunda. So again, there is water in Shyam Kunda, and then the waters also easily break through, and then they fill Radha Kunda. So this is where an example is given that even in this case, something that is very bad, very inauspicious, something that has happened, even the imprints of the hoof of Ariṣṭā with love of Radharani can transform into the greatest of all pilgrimages, where Radharani herself, with her own hands and the hands of her friends, her sakhis, the other gopis, they excavated this Radha Kunda, and which is filled with the same waters coming from all the pilgrimages. So Radha Kunda is said to be the highest, the topmost of all pilgrimages. And how? Because this is where the boon comes. That Radharani, Lord Krishna says, oh Radha, I would come and I would very gladly take bath in your Radha Kunda. So Radharani at that time says that, oh Krishna, because they had refused to previously take bath in Shyam Kunda, saying that you have washed off the sin of that killing of bull. So she says, no, I will also bath in your Shyam Kunda, irrespective of how many hundreds of Ariṣṭā you may kill. So she is glorifying. At that time, Lord Krishna says that Radha Kunda is as dear to him just as Radharani is dear to him. So he's giving the position of Radha Kunda to be the same level as Radharani. That's why devotees, they go and they pay obeisances to Radha Kunda, understanding that they are paying obeisances to Radharani, and they take a dip in Radha Kunda and Shyam Kunda, and they perform Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada also used similar. He was an expert. He is still an expert. I read his purpose and I'm so amazed. These are his transcendental ecstasies. So we are constantly, being showered by mercy through his transcendental purpose. And Srila Prabhupada was once visited by a Mayavadi sannyasi. So this Mayavadi sannyasi, he had conversation with Srila Prabhupada. It went on very well. Srila Prabhupada tried to enlighten him that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, giving various references from Shastras. And even giving references that Shankaracharya himself said, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Moolamate. But this Mayavadi sannyasi could not understand the mercy that was coming on his way. Yet when he left a stack of pamphlets on Mayavad philosophy, that we are all Brahman, when we merge into Brahman, we become God, and so forth. So, Srila Prabhupada, he asked the devotee to distribute, call other devotees, so the devotees were gathered, and Srila Prabhupada asked one of the devotees to distribute these pamphlets to all the devotees. So now his disciples were confused. They were thinking that Srila Prabhupada is going to have this pamphlet reviewed with us. He wants us to get these pamphlets and then study them. So they were really confused, and they were looking at him, yet at the same time they obeyed. They distributed the pamphlets among the devotees. Then Srila Prabhupada, he was brought, the prasadam, Mahaprasadam, that was offered to the deities. So he was brought all the sweets and all the offerings that were made to the deities. So this is Maha that was brought in. And he said, come one by one. And he signaled that, put that pamphlet on your hand. So the devotee placed it on his hand, and then he placed some prasadam on top of pamphlet, using those pamphlets as plates. So even though there was not some, that was not spiritually very high material, the pamphlet was his paper, and Srila Prabhupada even used that in the service of Lord Krishna. Thus, a gas Sukriti is happening where that sannyasi, the Mayava sannyasi, will get the benefit that whatever he provided as pamphlets is used in Lord Krishna's service. So Srila Prabhupada is defeating him, yet at the same time benefiting him. So that's where Jiva Daya, compassion towards all living entities, he's showing by his own example. So these are the two very important aspects in our life. Jiva Daya and Namaruchi. To build our attraction to the holy name of the Lord, chanting of the holy name, and be compassionate to the living entities. That is also one of the leg. Mercy, compassion, this is also the third leg of dharma. And in the society, for Krishna consciousness, in this society established by Srila Prabhupada, this is something that we see very close to our heart. Dadati pratigrahanati guhyam akhyate prichati bhunjate bhojate chaiva sadvidam priti lakshana. So there are 6 kinds of exchanges that, these are called loving exchanges. And these are not exchanges like trade exchanges. These are exchanges by when we see another devotee serving so nicely, we want to associate with that devotee. If the devotee is elevated devotee and performing very nice service, we want to serve that devotee. Right? By serving that devotee, we are getting benediction, so such qualities develop in us. In material world, how do people interact? With their friends, they interact to exploit their friends. With their enemies, they interact to conquer over their enemies. So in both places, both interactions are focused on oneself. Just trying to satisfy their senses. Aham mameti. And we talked about it. When you're thinking with the false ego that I am this body, and I'm so and so, I have so many qualifications. I'm an Indian, I'm an American, I'm a graduate, I'm a postgraduate, I'm the CEO, I'm a CIO. When you look from that perspective, then you become envious of others. And when you're saying, this is my possession, I have gathered so much and I'm going to gather more and I'm going to defeat all my enemies, then you are being lusty. So mameti, whatever belongs to you, and this is the series of mind where you are constantly accepting and rejecting. So the lust grows. So here Ariṣṭā's incident is showing us that how even in bad situations, Lord Krishna and Radharani, they can turn it into most auspicious. And so at that time, Lord Krishna and Radharani and the gopis, they perform rasa dance. Now at this particular time, what has happened after the slaying of Ariṣṭā? Devashi Narad, he wants to expedite, right? He's waiting for Lord to come to Mathura and kill Kans. So he goes to Kans, Devashi Narad, and he is known as Devdarshan. So there are 3 definitions of Devdarshan given in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and one more given in Krishna book by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's definition of Devdarshan is that one who is only visible to the eyes of the demigods. right? Yet at the same time, he's saying that Kans, who was a demon, was able to see Devashi Narad. That was because of the mercy Devashi Narad had. He allowed Kans to be able to see him. Now, three different definitions given in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the purports by disciples of Srila Prabhupada. That those are, one is seeing Narad Muni is just like seeing Deva, right, demigod. Second is Devashi Narad is always eager to see Lord Krishna, who is the, topmost Deva. Devanam Achito Yatha. So of all the Devas, Lord Krishna is the supreme most and he is the worshipable deity or worshipable object or object of our worship. Various ways you can say the same term. Now the third one is that when he is seen with the demigods, so he is seen among the demigods, so his association is made up of other demigods, so he is always associating with demigods. Understanding that Devashi Narad wants to tell Kans, he is revealing the truth to Kans, the facts that have happened. He is telling Kans that you have been lied to. Vasudeva he actually had two sons. His seventh son was Balram, who is with Rohini, and Rohini is with Nand Maharaj. She is living under the shelter of Nand Maharaj. So Vasudeva had his seventh son, and then the eighth son is Krishna. So it was not the daughter that he thought. So seventh son, Kans thought that it was a miscarriage, but it was not a miscarriage. The baby was transferred from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. That's why his name is also Sankarshan, because he was attracted, Akarshan. So he was attracted from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And so then the eighth son was Krishna, who is appearing as if he is son of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, but actually he is son of Vasudeva. So that's why he is identifying that is Vasudeva Krishna. And Vasudeva has lied to you. So Kans, he became upset that it was not the daughter who appeared like Yogmaya and then revealed to him that the son has already taken birth. The eighth son has already taken birth. So at that time, Kans, he starts to plan. He is upset. He is about to kill Vasudeva, but Devashi Narad pacifies him. He says, you are not going to be killed by the hands of Vasudeva. So you don't have to kill him, but he puts, Kans puts Vasudeva and Devaki in shackles and puts them in prison. And then he is making a plan that he is calling Keshi demon. He is saying, you should go to Vrindavan and kill these two boys, Krishna and Balaram. So this is where he is sending Keshi demon to be killed. So that we will cover in the next chapter, how Keshi demon is killed. Then he is calling, Akrura along with his elephant caregivers and his wrestlers, Charun, Mushtika and Shaltoshal. So they are being called. And then he is making this elaborate plan and he is actually revealing it to Akrur. And Akrur is from Vrishni dynasty. So he is one of the Yadavas. And yet at the same time, Akrur is living in his kingdom and he is showing, he is very diplomatic. Kans is very diplomatic. And he is showing a friendly attitude towards Akrur and asking him to go and get Krishna and Balaram. So when he will bring Krishna and Balaram, then he would first, at the gates, they would meet Kulpiriya elephant, which has the strength of 10,000 elephants. And that elephant will, triumphant and crush them. So even if they are able to escape this elephant, then in the wrestling arena, Charun and Mushtika will wrestle and kill these boys. So that is his plan. And so he is planning for a wrestling match, a Dhanur Yagya, and this Dhanur Yagya is performed on the 14th lunar day, and this is to satisfy Lord Shiva, who is also known as Kal Bhairav. So Kans belonged to a group of people who would sacrifice animals to satisfy Lord Shiva in the form of Kal Bhairav. So that's been elaborated as well. And he's making all these plans, revealing these plans to Akrur, and at that time Akrur says, yes, your plan is very nice, yet at the same time you should be very intelligent and you should be very equipoised. So Akrur is revealing to him that you are making all these plans, but they may not succeed, and especially in the case of Krishna, they will not succeed. So because Akrur is also a devotee of Lord Krishna, so he's revealing it directly, yet at the same time in terms which are palatable. So he's speaking truth, but not completely revealing it, because Kamsa could get upset and attack Akru. And at that time, Kans tells Akru that you should take this nice golden chariot to take these boys. And this golden chariot was brand new. It was just made. And it was made of gold and new horses and everything. So Akru liked it because he said that this has not been used by Kans or anyone. So this is just perfect chariot to bring Lordship, to be engaged in Lord's service. So whatever is the best out there should be used in Lord Krishna's service. So with that mood, he says yes, and then he goes back home. And at that time, and again, Kansa has this elaborate plan that when Krishna Balaram, he will be able to kill Krishna and Balaram. So this is what he's thinking, not knowing that they are eternal personalities, the supreme personalities of Godhead. Then he would, kill Vasudev and Nanda Maharaj, because they had been scheming against him. And then the next thing he's thinking is to kill his own father, Ugrasen, and Devak, who is father of Devaki, because they are also very religious people. And then he's saying that I have this monkey friend, Dravida, and I have my friends, he's talking about his father-in-law, Jarasan, and he's talking about Narkasur and Banasur, and all these demons are his friends, and then they will destroy all these religious, pious kings, and they will, as demonic kings, rule this earth. So he has his great plans, and we'll see how those plans, whether they fructify or not. We will cover those in the next few chapters. So at that time, Akrur satisfied him that he will go and bring Krishna and Balaram. He goes back home, and this is where the chapter ends. So such a wonderful chapter where Lord Krishna and Radharani gives the blessing of Radha Kunda and Shyam. So that is there, and then 500 years back when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Vrindavan, so he revealed the location of Radha Kunda. And then the 6 Goswamis went and they got them excavated in Radha Kunda and Shyam Kunda near the foothills of Govardhan Hill. They are there, and whoever takes bath in Radha Kunda and Shyam Kunda is guaranteed to receive the love of Godhead. So this is the topmost benediction, where these kundas are showing the loving ecstasies of Lord Krishna and Radharani together, flowing towards each other. And all we need to do is, with love and devotion, chant the holy name and take dip and immerse ourselves in the chanting of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Gantra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Om. Please join us for Narasimha Devati. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlad Prahlad Ladanaine, Hiranyakashipu Vaksha, Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Avatare Kamalavare, Natham Madhuta Shringham, Lalita Hiranyakashipu, Tanu Bringam, Keshavadita, Hari Rupa, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Narsingha Dev, 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 Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.